Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of the MANTASTICAL podcast. I can't do fingers anymore. Yeah. So, Dave, what have
Number
you been
11.
up to? Yeah, 11. Ooh.
Wild. What have I been up to?
Yep.
The biggest thing is I've been watching Loki.
As is most of the country.
It's the best. I
So,
think it's my favorite thing in the MCU, period.
I mean, Tom
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston. Yeah. He's just so charming. He's really good at being like the villain, but also a good guy when needs be. Like he's good at flipping that role back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
It's
And the show is so like spacey and kind of psychedelic. It's
yeah,
great.
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it, but you know, I heard he's bisexual. We stan a bi king.
Yeah, he technically is, I suppose. He's also well, I don't know. You gotta watch it. I don't really know how much I can say.
Look, I'm not caught up with the current MCU stuff going on. So
Now is the time because it's getting wild.
yeah,
I've
so
never been more excited about it than I am right now.
so here's what happened. We had Infinity War, and then we had Endgame, and then I just sort of I fell off, and then
Hmm.
I watched Spider-Man Far From Home, and then I went like, all right, I don't know, it feels like everything sort of ended to me. I don't know how to say this in the best way, but it feels like, okay, we had, our saga that went up, and it went Iron Man, Captain America, Winter
Hmm.
Soldier, Civil War, all of those events into Infinity War and then Endgame, and it feels like everything sort of just ended properly. So I
Yeah,
haven't got
that
the.
was just one small arc.
I know, but
Right now, oh my God, it's what
I
they're doing right now is going to make Infinity War look like nothing, like child's play.
I know. I'm just saying that I haven't had the motivation to go get into a new thing.
Hmm.
It's kind of like when a show gets canceled once, so the writers write the episode that they're on to like sort of finish up the storyline, but then the
Yeah,
show gets renewed again. It gets brought back from cancellation, and then it's like, all right, well now it feels like a different entity because it we already had the one sort of ending to it, kind of. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, but this is more of a season finale than an actual ending.
A season finale to Endgame, or like
I
the
think,
Infinity
I
Saga.
think, yeah, I think that was like one season rather than the whole show.
I know.
And let me tell you, season 2 is wild. Phase 4, but it's kind of like season 2. It's getting nuts. WandaVision and Loki are my favorite things in the whole MCU right now. And then the next lineup of movies they have coming out, I cannot wait for it.
Are you excited for Thor? Love and
Love and
Thunder.
Thunder,
Yeah.
yes, so excited.
I
That Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Those three.
okay. I've heard that Doctor Strange 2 is going to be more like a horror kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna be
it's directed by Sam Raimi.
that's gonna be great. It's gonna be like fucking
Hmm.
Evil Dead.
I hope so. I really hope Disney and Marvel just let him be Sam Raimi.
Well, I just want to see like a proper horror kind of MCU thing, because in the Marvel comics, there's a lot of horrifying things that could be like in comics in general. There's a lot of horrifying things, but like in Marvel, there's a man who died and then made a deal with like a demon, and now his head is on fire, and he rides a motorcycle, and he could look into someone's eyes and fucking like
Mm-hmm.
traumatize them. So like, just I want to see
Yeah.
something horror.
By the way, Nick Cage needs to reprise that role if they ever bring Ghost Rider into the MCU.
No, he does not. No, he does not.
Are you kidding me?
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage is Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider.
These goddamn liberals with their gay agenda. we have gay Rider in the MCU now.
That's right. Gay Rider and Captain America is all of a sudden woke.
What next? A female Captain America?
I hope they don't see that Funko Pop. Did you see it?
I've
It's
no idea.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter?
You know about the show What If that they're making?
I thought that was a movie, like a Marvel What If.
Yeah, that's a Disney Plus animated show.
Oh, it is? I thought it was going to be like live action. Because Marvel has a lot of what if storylines. They're one shot, one issue comic books where it's like,
that's exactly what this is.
Yeah, where it's like,
and they have a trailer for it. It looks interesting. Yeah. Almost every actor came back to actually do the voice of their character, except I think Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
Because they would have been too expensive.
No, they actually just turned it down.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, they got everyone back except them. I think Benedict Cumberbatch might not have done it also, but it's Chadwick Boseman's last, I think, ever thing that he did.
Oh, that's gonna be sad.
Yeah. I think Black Panther becomes Star-Lord in that. But Peggy Carter becomes Captain, not America because she's in England, but they call her Captain Carter in, I guess, an episode of it. I'm not sure how it's all going to work, but they made a Funko Pop of her. I'm sure the right wing's going to melt down once they see that.
Well, does she become Captain Britain? Because there is a Captain Britain.
The Funko Pop calls her Captain Carter, so I don't really know, but I do know about Captain Britain. Is that what he's called, though? I thought he had a different name.
There's Captain America, there's Captain Britain, and I believe there's also a Captain
the Red Guardian.
Canada. Yeah,
Captain Canada. That's the best one. I love alliteration.
I don't like it just because it's Canada.
Can you imagine? Does he have a maple leaf on his shield, though? I bet he's got to be the best one. He probably doesn't even fight. He just apologizes. What are we looking at here? Is that Red Guardian or Captain Canada?
Well, here. I pulled up a few images, seeing if I could, because I'm pretty sure there was a Captain Canada, but here it looks like it's just like fans making costumes and like fan edits. There's something where it's like there's someone Canadian within Marvel Comics, and not just Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine is Canadian. Deadpool is too?
Yep, Deadpool's a fucking Canuck.
A hoser?
Yeah. He's a fucking a damn leaf man. A leaf head. I don't know. I need to come up with a good Canadian ethnic slur. A goddamn syrup drinker.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't remember how we got there.
Yeah. I hope in the Marvel What If. So there's a lot of like What If Marvel storylines, and there's a lot of one shots that aren't what ifs, but I want to see made into something. So there's a Marvel one shot where Luke Cage, he was a hero for hire. That's his big thing. You fucking hire him to do hero shit. And in one of those one shot stories, he gets hired by Doctor Doom to take out something, to do something like take out a criminal underground, whatever. and Doctor Doom stiffs him, like he doesn't pay him, even though Doctor Doom has the money. He's like the leader of a
Yeah.
country.
He
So
owns his own,
yeah,
Latveria.
yeah. So anyway, Luke Cage is so pissed off that Doctor Doom, a man who's gone up against the Fantastic Four, you know,
Hmm.
he's been strong.
He's one of the strongest villains in all of the Marvel comics, which is absurd. I never realized that until I've started looking into it all this year.
Yeah, like he's Thanos and maybe even and like
Yeah,
Galactus
he's
level.
like a cosmic level threat. It's
He's
absurd.
he's very powerful. He's gone against the Fantastic Four, Avengers. He's fucking defeated
The
very much. I'm pretty sure.
is it the Harbinger of Death that he beat? That like I forgot
Okay.
if that's what it's called.
But he's strong. He's strong. He Luke Cage goes to the Fantastic Four after being stiffed by Doctor Doom and takes one of their Fantastic Four jets and flies to Latveria. And then he beats the piss out of Doctor Doom. Like he's like, "Where's my money? Where's my money, man?" And then Doctor Doom's like, "You're not gonna get the money." And then Luke Cage just beats him off, and he's like, "Fine, you're fucking not worth the fucking time
Wow,
that you're costing me."
that's actually a,
It's
a whole
it's
storyline.
one of my favorite Luke Cage
That's
comics.
amazing. He just goes and beats him up for his money.
Yeah, and the funny part is like, it's just Luke Cage, who he's not Daredevil or Spider-Man or Captain America, who's like a trained good fighter. He's just a brawler. He's very strong and
Hmm.
he's a brawler, but he's taking it to Doctor Doom. He opened up a can of whoop ass on Doctor Doom.
That's wild.
So I hope they do
Luke
that at some
Cage
point.
can't be hurt, right? Is that his deal?
So Luke Cage, his skin is impenetrable. However, his skin is impenetrable and he has super strength. So he
Hmm.
can't be shot. And if you hit him with like a baseball bat, it's probably not going to do much to him because he's super strong. But if, say, the Hulk or She-Hulk or the Thing, someone else who's, comparable in strength, punches him enough, like his internal organs are still
Mm,
normal for the most part.
yikes.
So like the impact of like fighting a really,
Just
really strong
rupture all
person,
of them.
yeah, he'd get internal damage.
That's wild. There's such a major power level discrepancy between characters. It's kind of wild.
Well, yeah, that and just with the decades of comics,
Hmm.
there's like Superman, for example. In certain old issues, there would be like a skyscraper about to fall on top of people, and Superman comes in and and he's like kind of
Hmm.
struggling, but he's saving people. But
Right.
then, fast forward 3, 4 decades, there's a comic where Superman, Wonder Woman, and Shazam literally pull the earth with Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. So it's
Yeah.
like, as well as there's a comic where Superman and Shazam, I believe, hold a book that has infinite pages, so it's like infinitely heavy. It's I don't
That
remember
doesn't
that
make any
storyline.
sense.
It's comics, you know.
Hmm.
So
Indeed, it is.
it's always just whoever the writer is at the time, what they need the character to do,
Right.
they can do.
Yeah. It power creep is a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Most of these heroes started out with like just super strength. Maybe they could fly, and now they can just like snap realities in and out of existence.
I mean, okay, it depends on the character too, though. Like some of them, it makes sense. Like Franklin Richards,
Is he Reed Richards' son?
yes, he is one of the
Yeah,
most
I just
powerful
learned about
beings
him.
in the
I never knew
Marvel
about him.
universe.
I've been watching a YouTube channel called Comics Explained.
Oh, I love that guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
his voice
There's
is so
so
calming.
many like decades of comics that like I'd never be able to learn it all. So it's great to just watch his videos and like it blows my mind.
What's like your favorite comic, do you think, at the moment, since you're starting to get into it? Like, what's one that you went like, wow, that was a really good story?
I haven't actually read a single comic.
Okay, but even with like Comics Explained, like what's like one of the series that you went like, oh, that's really I
Mm,
enjoyed that. That's
I don't know. I've been watching more like specific characters than like series,
ooh, what
but
characters?
Franklin Richards was pretty crazy. There was the one above all,
Yep,
which is
Marvel's
basically just
God,
God, and then the one below all.
which is Marvel's
Um,
other God, kind of.
yeah, it's like the devil, but also God. I think it was called the Harbinger of Death, which was like one of the most powerful villains ever. And then Doctor Doom somehow beat it, but like
Doctor Doom
didn't.
is just strong. He's just you don't.
I think though it turned out that he didn't actually beat it. I don't remember how,
Well, he
but
defeated
there
it
was
for
some
the
trickery
meantime. I'm
afoot.
sure that's kind of how comics works. You never
He
truly beat them. You just defeat them for the meantime.
yeah, I don't. There was it was crazy, comics. But
What
I think Black Bolt is that one?
Black Bolt? Yes, of the Inhumans.
Yes.
He's the guy that can scream, and then it's kind of like Black Canary, where like his
Mm-hmm.
scream can destroy shit. I mean, I think his is more destructive and more powerful than Black Canary.
Yeah,
But
there's some cool stuff.
one comic I'd recommend you look into, whether watching like Comics Explained or actually reading the book. I would recommend Injustice. I'd recommend Injustice isn't canon. Like it's a whole side
Oh, really?
universe thing within the DC universe. It's not a part of uh the proper DC canon. But I would recommend watching the Comics Explained series on Injustice, because Injustice is so fucking good, David. It's so good. But and then I'd
Good
also
to know.
say
I'll check that out.
watch Doomsday Clock and watch Batman Court of Owls. Those are some of my favorite.
Okay. I've heard of that last one.
Yep, Court of Owls is great. I
Nice.
like Court of Owls.
Yeah, I'll look into those. What is Doomsday Clock about?
So Doomsday Clock, the Watchmen weren't officially like a part of the DC universe, but the graphic novel itself was published by DC. So
Right.
think of it, it's like Watchmen, V for Vendetta. They're a part of the DC universe, but not really. They're just sort of connected because the publisher is the same. They
Mm-hmm.
officially brought the Watchmen characters and the Watchmen universe into the DC universe with Doomsday Clock.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I would recommend watching or reading The Button. It's a Flash Batman sort of team up thing. That's the prelude to Doomsday Clock.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep,
Yeah, I'd like to get into comics, like actually reading them.
comics are fun. I like them.
They
One
are
thing,
cool.
one thing that I've so I'm 23 years old, and what's today? Like the
Throwing
15th.
it in my face.
Well, no, David. I'm 23. It's July
I just turned
15th.
29 like a week ago. I'm
Dave,
panicking over here.
Dave. In 13 days, I turn 24. I'm so
Oh,
scared.
wow.
I'm so
Oh, man.
scared. Help me.
No, you got another 2 good years left. It's all downhill from 25,
Oh, fuck me, Dave. Don't tell me that.
or I guess another year.
But eh. I have been dreading whenever I have a birthday like coming up. I always dread it because
Mm,
it's like I'm getting older and this is scary and I haven't figured out life yet. I don't know how this life thing works.
nobody ever figures out life.
But one thing I've come to I've grown into a bit more is when I was younger, like 16, 17, still very much a kid. I
Hmm.
used to like hide my interest in like anime and manga and comics because like I don't know, I felt like, oh, these are childish. But now, like, as you get older, you realize, who the fuck cares? This is fun. Like, that's why I
Yeah,
have all these fucking things, because it's just fun. I like them. And if someone ever tries to make someone feel bad for liking something that could be construed as childish, then you're a fucking prick.
damn right. Let people like what they want to like as long as it's not hurting anybody.
Especially with comics, because it's like they're not even that childish. Like depending on the comic, it's
Yeah,
fucking.
some are for adults.
Some are for adults, like the Witches comics. Uh,
Never heard of them.
there you would like them, like Witches. But even like Deceased, which is a DC publication where the DC Universe zombie apocalypse. Even that, it's like adults can enjoy that because it's literally a zombie apocalypse within DC Universe and everyone's dying. So it's like
Yeah,
that's not necessarily just for kids there. That's a bit dark.
yeah. There's a lot of things that are for kids and adults.
Yeah. Even like the MCU, like they're not making those movies just for kids. They want to have the like sort of
No,
family
not at all.
ability to have
They're for
families come in and like characters
yeah,
and watch it together.
yeah. I love Frozen and Moana
I do
and
too.
Frozen 2.
Oh, what is it? Luca, have you seen that? Or have
I
you
have not.
I want to see it. It looks cool.
I think. Do you have to pay extra for that on Disney Plus? Is that one of those $30 ones?
Probably it's a new release and it's
Yeah,
Pixar, so it's yeah.
that's why I haven't seen it yet. But
You
yeah, it
know,
looks pretty good. And yes, I'm just casually switching between three different drinks.
I didn't even notice. That's one thing that I don't like about the business of the like I don't like what happened to the movie business during the pandemic. I understand that movie theaters had to close, but I don't like
Right.
how Disney is putting out new movies and then charging $30 to see them because if I were to go to a movie theater, I would most likely go alone by myself and I would
Hmm.
probably just get a ticket and probably not even get any snacks. So it would literally
Yeah.
cost me at most $15 to see the movie, and now they're like, you have to pay 30 to see it, and it's like, fuck you, man.
Or you can still go to the movies because now they're releasing it on Disney Plus and in the theaters.
Yep.
Like Black Widow is in both, and I saw Black Widow on my birthday in theaters. It was
Ooh,
pretty nice being back in the theater.
was there a lot of people?
Yeah, it was a pretty full theater,
That's cool.
but
That's
it was
cool.
opening night on a Friday night for the first Marvel movie in 2 years, so I expected it to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna say something, now I lost it. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying that I just don't like how I have to pay $30 to see it at
Right,
home.
that's what I was gonna say. So for one person, it's not a good deal, but if you have a family, like 3 or 4 people,
That's
or
where they're
even
making
more,
the
that we're all
money.
gonna see it,
Yeah.
it's cheaper than going to the movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, for one person, it's you're spending more for Disney Plus.
Yeah. I like what Warner did with HBO Max where they're just like here's Wonder Woman and then just sign up for HBO Max because I
Mm.
did a free trial and then watched it and then
Oh,
canceled
nice.
my trial.
Yeah, my friend gives me his password, so I watch his HBO Max. So I was able to watch Godzilla vs Kong when it came out on there.
What did you
That
think of
movie's
Godzilla?
great. I
It is
love it.
fun. I like it.
It's so stupid. I literally had to pause throughout the movie, and I wrote down notes because of how stupid so much of it was. But then I was like, I'm the fool criticizing a giant lizard versus giant monkey fight movie. And
What
it was great. I had so much fun during it. It's
what
very stupid, but it's very fun.
what team were you on?
Godzilla all the way. Although I didn't
Boo.
want any of them to die. And you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, spoilers for Godzilla vs
Fun
Kong.
fact:
I'm
I saw
glad.
it on
I'm glad.
YouTube. Someone leaked the entire movie on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it look janky or was it
No,
like
it
good
did.
quality?
It was like a proper good quality video. And in the
Oh wow.
comments, everyone was commenting, "This dude took a copyright lawsuit so we could all watch this movie." R.I.P.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't want either of them to die, and I'm glad neither of them did, but I was rooting for Godzilla because Godzilla's just better than King Kong. He's the best. And he
I,
did basically win.
I like King Kong.
I don't dislike King
Did
Kong, and I actually like King Kong in this movie more than I've ever liked him before.
did you like the end when Godzilla atomic breathed King Kong's
Through the earth.
giant
Oh,
stick sword thing,
yes.
and then King Kong
That
was
was,
doing ninja shit?
yeah. Yeah, that whole movie was just stupid fun. It was so good.
Yeah, but that's all you need really, because
Oh, hell
whenever it
yeah.
went to the humans, I got kind of upset because I'm like, I don't care
That
about
was
this.
the
Just
worst part. Yeah.
like literally, they could have just made it 90 minutes of like it could have been like the Family Guy chicken fight for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
90 minutes between King Kong and
yeah.
Godzilla, and I would have been fine with that.
I feel like I personally need a little break in the just visual noise, just so my brain can like catch up to what just happened. So
Yeah,
I like a little bit of the people, but it definitely was the worst part when the people were on.
yeah, it's like Transformers. Like
I hate
those
those movies.
those movies. First of all, they write the humans poorly, but
They write
secondly,
everything poorly. All the robots are racist for some reason. Well, not for some reason, because Michael Bay is a piece of trash.
is he? Is he
Hmm.
a bad? Oh,
Yeah, he basically blacklisted Megan Fox, but that's a whole nother conversation.
yeah, but she's not black, right? Right? Is she half black?
No, did you? What do you think I said?
I mean, but you said like, the Transformers are racist. Doesn't surprise me because Michael Bay
Oh no,
sucks. So
no, but
I
Michael
assumed
Bay's.
there was something
I
racist.
feel like Michael Bay's sense of humor throughout all of his movies is just like 90s racist, but like not. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of just casual racism in the 90s, and I
Eh,
feel like Michael
yeah,
Bay never left that.
yeah, probably. I don't know. I can't comment too much. I don't know him as a person. I just know of his works and that he just sort of makes big bombastic films.
Hmm.
But
My favorite movie of his is The Island, and it turns out he stole the whole thing from another movie that was made in the 70s.
ooh, Transformers though, like it's weird because like I grew up watching like Transformers cartoons and I liked the Transformers, and I remember seeing the first Michael Bay Transformers movie in theaters
Hmm.
as a kid. So like I can look at it and I have some nostalgia, and I don't remember hating that movie. But like the franchise, the rest of them kind of suck now that I'm an adult
Hmm.
looking back. But I have a warm spot in my heart for the first Transformers.
Well, that's okay. That's nostalgia. See, I never watched Transformers as a kid. I never had any Transformers toys. And then when the
There's a
first
fucking
one came
fly.
out,
There's a fly
oh,
in my room. It's annoying.
when the first one came out, I just did not like any part of it. And I haven't seen any of the others, but I've watched many, many hours of maybe not many hours, but many YouTube videos about all of them. So I feel like I know my stuff, you know? Got a
Yeah.
YouTube doctorate on the Transformers series.
Yeah. If you can bring back like one old sort of IP and turn it into like a TV show or a movie, what would it be, do you think?
Oh, that's tough. Oh, how old are we talking?
Let's say like 90s. You know, like when we were kids, like the He-Man cartoon in his 90s. That was
Hmm, I don't know. I mean, Pokemon is still going.
all right. You know, no time
Um,
frame, no time frame. Just
okay.
whenever.
I feel like I want a good HBO Max Payne TV show. The Max Payne movie with Mark Wahlberg is terrible, even though I kind of like it.
I saw it when I was a kid, and I remember
Me
kind of
too.
liking it.
I
So
loved it, but it's not great. So yeah, I can admit something that is objectively bad, even though I like it. But the games are so good, and I feel like I don't know, like a True Detective almost kind of in tone, kind of a show on HBO Max. I feel like they could do it really well. But
okay,
they'd have to go to the past and get Bruce Willis from Die Hard because Bruce Willis in Die Hard looks so much like Max Payne from the first Max Payne.
what if they got Vin Diesel to do Max Payne?
No, too big, too bald.
Okay, if I were to bring something back, because the only reason why I pose a question like that is to set myself up to answer
Yeah,
it.
naturally.
Amazon Prime Video. They have The Tick live action, right?
Yeah,
They have The Boys. They have the new thing, the new
Invincible.
Invincible. Yes, thank you. Captain Planet. I think it would be perfect on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man. Yeah. I
Yes,
forgot all about Captain Planet, but
Captain
totally.
motherfucking Planet.
We need Captain Planet now more than ever.
Captain Planet eco terrorist. Make it like a no, seriously, make it like there's some corporations polluting the world, and he goes in and he does like some Punisher shit, and he kills
Hmm.
everyone.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I'd watch that too. I want that. Jeffrey Bezos, make that happen.
Yes. Do something good with your money. Forget going to space for 3 seconds. Make
Yeah,
Captain Planet.
okay. Oh, billionaires going to space. Here's what's annoying about
Yeah,
this.
send them all there and leave them. And
No,
then we redistribute their wealth.
here's what's annoying. They're taking a plane and flying to like 45,000 feet, which is like, you know, how high did Felix Baumgartner jump from when he did that space
I
dive?
don't know. Is
Okay,
that the Halo jump? Is that what you call that? Sponsored by Red Bull?
something like that. But they're going to like they're doing shit that we did in the fucking 60s, like that
Hmm.
NASA did in the 60s, and the press are fawning over them like, "Oh, this is
Because
technological
they're
innovation,
billionaires.
brilliance." We've been doing this for like 50 fucking years.
Because they're billionaires.
I just hate them.
Anything a billionaire does is beautiful and wonderful and magical.
Okay, Dave. I'm turning 24, which is the minimum age requirement you need to run for Congress. I've been thinking heavily about fucking running because I'm so fucking jaded and fucking angry at the fucking world. And I want to take Jeff Bezos. I want to fuck him. I want to take everything he has. Everything. Like I want to
Yeah,
leave him with 100
that
million
would
at
be nice.
most. 100 million at most. And ready? Asset tax. If you have assets over a certain amount, you have to pay whatever, fucking 100%.
100%.
Yeah, this stops people from being able to own fucking Bill Gates is currently buying up so much land and property, and he's about to.
Yeah, he's the largest or private landowner or farm owner or something in the country.
We're seeing droughts, and we're seeing water shortages in the U.S. and he's buying up so many places that have water, and he's clearly setting something up to fuck people out of water in the future. Not on my watch. Not on my fucking watch. So I want to make it so no one can have more than $100 million in assets, cash on hand, whatever. They can't be.
Because 100 million.
Do you know how much money 100 million, Dave, is? That's a lot of fucking money.
It is a lot, but I don't know. I think that's too low.
You think it's too? Why, Dave? Why?
I mean, you can actually earn more than that without being like a full-on billionaire leech, you know?
I know, but this is punishment. So they've been gifted with the responsibility of being billionaires, and they've done none of the responsible shit, like, oh, I don't know, help people with all the money that they have. They've been greedy. No one has a right to be a billionaire. You don't have any fucking right to be a billionaire.
Exist. But like 200 million, 300, I think that's cool.
It's arbitrary. Look, maybe
well, it's very much not arbitrary.
It's arbitrary. You just make up a number. Who gives a shit? That's why we have the 40-hour work week.
Between 500 million and 100 million is 400 million. That's not arbitrary.
Yeah, but I'm making up a number, really, kind of. Like, it's kind of like
I'm just saying it's too low.
The 5-day work week.
I want to eat the rich. I'm no like rich apologist over here.
Look, he could still have Amazon, but Amazon will be a separate entity. Amazon will be, corporation individuals can't have assets more than, say, 100 mil. But corporations can be worth whatever. So I'll be fair there. I'm not going to say, like, get rid of Amazon.
I think individuals should be able to have more than $100 million.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I told you, Dave, I'm jaded, so now I'm going for punishment. I want to see him fucking cry. I want to see fucking tears. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I would run on fucking Jeff Bezos. Just because, specifically him. I really don't like him. I don't like Bill Gates either.
He looks like Lex Luthor.
He has a lazy fucking eye. He looks like Lex Luthor with fucking Nevermind. I can't say it because I'll get in trouble.
Yeah, don't get us canceled.
But yeah, I don't like Bill Gates. I fucking hate that guy. Because for growing up, as a few years back, it was like, oh, Bill Gates, the richest man in the world. That's neat. He's a neat individual. But now it's like, now that corporatism is really running amok even harder than it was back when I was fucking a kid. It's now just gross. Like, Bill Gates used to be like, oh, that's a neat. Oh, so I guess he just worked hard and got rich and whatever. And fucking, he was a neat individual. Now it's just like, you could see how fucking greedy and selfish he is too. And how shitty he is.
For sure.
And how colonizing he is as well. As well as he got divorced. Yeah. He got divorced. His wife and him divorced.
Did they? Bill and Melinda?
Yep, they fucking separated.
Was that recent?
Yeah, that was like a month ago. 2 months ago.
I didn't even hear about that. I must not have gotten my Billionaires newsletter.
But they put out the statement that they were separating, and the news ran with it. And then they were like, we're asking for privacy during this entire time. And it's like, you went to the fucking media! You brought this up!
Yeah. I mean, most celebrities, maybe not most, a lot of celebrities do that stuff. That's how paparazzi know where a lot of them are. Not all of them, but a lot of them put out like, oh, we're going to be here.
Yeah. All right, so
people like attention.
All right. So if I run for office, here's what my platform is going to be, and let me know if it's just okay. $3,000 a month UBI, 2-day work week, full time work counts as like 20 hours a week.
2-day.
2-day work week, Dave.
Damn.
You know what? We could do 3-day, 3 8-hour days. That's 24 hours. All right, so 3-day work week, because I believe people should be enjoying life and not not just working. I think life is about life and not work.
I
but
agree.
3-day work
100%.
week. Raise the minimum wage to like, to raise it to whatever it needs to be so everyone can live comfortably.
I think we should do $30 by 2030. Call it 30 by 30.
All right, that's a good one. I'm not against that.
I've been thinking about that for a while.
Minimum wage is weird. I think, like, I support fight for 15 and whatever, even though I think 15 is fucking horseshit. I think it should really be like $24 right now.
Yeah. If it kept up with inflation, it would be around 21 right now.
Yeah, so I think minimum wage really should be based on like county or region. Because like, in Alabama, it costs way less than it does in Manhattan to live.
Right.
So it should really be, it should be sort of dictated by local.
But also,
ordinance.
You have to live in god awful Alabama to like.
Okay. You know what? $30 across the board, even in Alabama. They deserve it. They're in Alabama.
Yeah,
we have to give them something.
I think there should be a federal minimum, and then I think other places should be able to set it higher if they want. Like, we set the minimum across the board, and then places like Manhattan or San Francisco can put like an even higher one, which they already do. Like New York State, I think, is 10.
It's $12.50.
Still, $12.50.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yeah.
I see all kinds of jobs, because I'm looking for jobs right now. I see all kinds of jobs paying like 11. Has it
really
gone into effect yet?
I don't know. I googled it the other day because I was just curious, and it said $12.50. So
interesting. Well, that's better than some places.
Okay.
What's the rest of your platform?
Okay, so we did 3-day work week or 24-hour full time. It counts as full time, 24 hours of work.
Sounds good.
$3,000 a month UBI. I say that because with the recent pandemic, we saw how incompetent the government is in getting people relief and financial aid. And well, I think that we should just make sure everyone's taken care of no matter what the situation. Every adult gets $3,000 a month. And then, of course, depending on people's tax brackets, how much they make on top of that, you tax them more. So you essentially, if someone is making $30 million a year and they're getting $3,000 a month for 12 months, you could pretty much tax all of that money back from them. So they're essentially getting nothing, but it gives a baseline for everyone who's, poor and impoverished.
Do parents get like extra per child?
I haven't thought that deeply into it. I want to say, I'll say yeah, probably, because kids are expensive, and there are, like, I want to go like I would say like, well, if there's two parents, then it's $6,000 a month, like depending on how many kids you have, that is a good income. But then again, like, there are single parents, so $3,000 a month for, say, a single mom with 2 kids, then it starts getting a bit tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd have to think about that more on the specifics. But all right, yeah, that's the UBI. Disability. People on disability, what I found out is they can only have like $2,000 in their bank account.
Really?
Yeah, it's gross. As well
Yeah,
as
that's
they
absurd.
get like $500 a month from disability, and then they can only have like $2,000 in in savings, and I think that's just bullshit. That's
That makes
very
no sense
clearly
at all.
it's because Republicans, I assume, are going like, "Oh, these welfare queens scamming the system."
Mm-hmm.
So immediately I'm getting rid of that. You could save as much money as you want, and I'd raise unemployment, or not unemployment, but disability.
Sounds good.
Actually, would it? If they're already getting a certain amount from disability, eh, you know what? I'll keep disability the same, but then I'll give them the UBI as well, and then they could save as much money as they want. So that seems like that would be probably a good bit. Really, I would wage war on income inequality. That's my thing.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
of course, single payer healthcare for everyone.
Right.
Not this lowering of the Medicare age from fucking 65 to 60 or whatever horse shit they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
fucking everyone gets healthcare immediately.
I think I could have this flipped, but I think Biden wants 55 and Hillary wanted 60. But it could be the other way around. I don't remember. Either way,
I think it's the other way
terrible.
around because I'm pretty sure I heard it and I was very fucking disgusted because
Hmm.
Hillary, she's a corporatist through and through, and if she's saying 55 and Biden is saying 60, it's like, Biden, you're not even left of Hillary. You're not even with Hillary, and she's such a
Yeah.
fucking disgusting corporatist. You're not even with her.
Is that the way it was? I don't
I
remember who
believe
said.
so.
Yeah,
Because I remember
that's so
being
crazy.
very fucking angry at the concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we would stop wars.
Mm,
We would stop wars. We would get rid of all of our nuclear devices, our nuclear weapons, to be specific. In terms of like nuclear energy and power plants,
right.
that's a separate issue. That
Yeah.
I don't like nuclear power plants that much. Like
I don't know enough about them to like or dislike them.
look, it's cleaner energy than like coal and oil and fossil fuels, but also creates it creates nuclear waste that's kind of hard to get rid of, and then
Hmm.
if you just keep throwing it into the earth and then burying it, it's like, how long until this becomes some other issue?
Right.
Uh,
It
so
could start giving people superpowers.
yeah, uh hunger in the US, I would end hunger in the US as well. I would I would incentivize um I would try and incentivize the growing of high yield crops so we can then have more food that can then go towards the hungry people. Like I think in every city in the US, in every town, in every city, there should be one soup kitchen where people are just guaranteed 3 meals a day. Where no
Yeah.
matter who you are, you could just come in, get a fucking free
I
meal.
mean, there's more than enough for everyone to have everything. It's just some people don't want it. Some people want to have enough for a billion people all to themselves.
Yeah, well
But there's enough.
so that's kind of my platform right there. So $3,000 a month UBI, tie it to inflation. Um, Actually, would it be smarter to tie UBI to inflation or to like the cost of living?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I'm gonna need a smart person to do math for me.
Yeah. I'm not an economist. I don't know anything about money or numbers. All I know is people need more than what they have now.
Yeah, it's just. All right, so I'm gonna wage war on income inequality, and I'm gonna wage war on fucking hunger.
Yeah.
So $3,000 a month UBI. uh, do some other social program reform, um, Medicare for all, or
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be called Medicare for all, but some single payer healthcare system. In fact, let me know if I'm going too far. Nationalize the healthcare system like the NHS.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
I don't think healthcare
again,
should be a
I don't
private
know enough
entity.
about the specifics. I definitely agree. I don't think it should be a private thing. I don't think there should be a profit motive in healthcare or in prison.
Yeah. Or
I
you know
think
what? Ban private prisons as well. Thank you, Dave.
mhm.
Thank you for the reminder. Tre'von make hell 2022. Vote for me.
I would also fire every single person involved with law enforcement on any level and then build from the ground up. But that's very difficult and would be it would be a logistical nightmare.
That'd be a logistical nightmare, and that sounds like a losing issue right there. I mean, I'm not fully against it,
A
but that
lot
does.
of things are losing issues.
Felons having the right to vote. Bernie Sanders brought that up in his 2020 campaign, and that was a losing issue. But I respect that because I actually do think felons should have the right to vote as well,
Yeah.
and people
I
in
mean, if
jail
you've
should have the
served
right
your
to vote as
time,
well.
that one I'm up in the air on. I don't think that they shouldn't, but I also don't necessarily think that they should. I don't know where I stand on that one.
I
But
think
once
everyone
you've
has a right
served
to
your
participate.
time, but do they? Because they kind of don't, because they've been taken out of society for a time.
Yeah, but the punishment is not taking away your rights fully. Like,
Isn't
let
it
me
though? You're locked
okay.
in a cage.
Let me think. Let me explain it like this. Prison, in my mind, should be about removing you from society and rehabilitating you. I don't think if you go to prison, you should lose, say, your right to free speech, your right to protest. Like, if prisoners came together and did like a hunger strike to protest poor prison conditions, I support
Mm-hmm.
that because I think you have a right to free speech and free protest and freedom of expression. And
Sure.
I think the right to vote sort of falls within that as well because it's kind of like a right to free expression. You're able to express your political beliefs. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't fight for it, but I also wouldn't fight against it.
Also, I would just say majority of our prison population is, you know, non-violent drug offenders that shouldn't be in prison. So,
Yeah, well, I
they
would
should.
fight to get them out of prison.
I
And
would
then
fight to
once
get them
they
out.
are out, then I would say they can vote.
But even ready. This is going to be probably controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Even violent drug offenders, depending on their situation, I think should be treated less with like harsh prison time and more with like reform, more sort of help. Because think of it like that: if someone takes bath salts and then assaults someone, that is a violent drug offense. But however, why were they taking bath salts? All right, they're addicted. They're a fucking an addict. Let's see if we can get them help there. And that's not to say that assault is okay, but it's saying like there was something else wrong with them when they assaulted someone. It's kind of like how when we're determining like drinking and driving. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if someone kills someone drinking and driving, it's not automatically murder. It's manslaughter because you weren't intending to kill someone, but you did. So it's a lesser kind of crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that either. But yeah, I mean, I guess if it's yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I would say you can take them away from society for a bit, which, and reform them, which is what I want prison to be: removal from society and reform, and then eventually release them back. So,
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just saying, like, a violent drug offense, maybe, not in every situation of a violent drug offense, but maybe in certain situations, like someone taking bath salts and then assaulting someone, maybe that should be treated more humanely. Like, hey, this person needs to be
I think
sort of helped.
everyone should be
There's an addict.
treated like that, basically. Like,
Yeah,
I think our prison system is so vile.
yeah. I mean, there are certain things where I'd say, like, this is a genuine, like, it's less of a personal issue and more like you're harming society. So, like,
Hmm.
people who sell drugs on the street, I think they're more harming society. People who do violent crimes, like gang members who sell drugs and then sort of have violent altercations with other gangs that can lead to innocent casualties. I think that's a major sort of issue where, like, all right, you could lock them away much
Are
longer
you
because
are
they're
you
genuinely
describing are you describing the police?
David. But people who genuinely affect society negatively, not just like a one-off. An addict does some weird, crazy shit in a drug-fueled rage. People who
Right.
actually create, make the drugs and sell the drugs and do violence because of the drugs in like a organized crime kind of way, they should be locked away for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think any kind of violent crime should get a longer sentence than a non-violent crime.
Yeah. I'm just saying some violent crimes are like lesser than others. It's hard to like I
Well,
I
yeah.
I'm talking but I'm not explaining it well.
I feel you.
But yeah, I would run.
You got my vote.
Hold on. Let me just I'm just going to do something. Ignore me. Are you sick of billionaires ruining our country, my fellow Americans? Vote for me, Tre'von Lindell, 2022. Just because someone's going to call me a communist at some point.
Nice. Well, now there's no avoiding it.
Whatever.
They're gonna dig this up. Like, look at his deep communist roots.
The only people who are going to look at this and like go like, oh, there's a problem there are going to be boomers that don't understand sarcasm.
Yeah,
Or
and right
people just
wingers.
people in bad faith. They're going to go, oh,
Yeah.
clearly he's a communist. This wasn't a joke. He's serious about communism. I'm
Hmm.
not a communist. I'm a populist. I support the 99%. The
That's
majority
right.
of Americans.
I don't know what I would call myself. I don't like labels. I'm just a dude.
Yeah. The issue I see with running currently is my representative for New York District 18. He's a Democrat, and he's a corporate moderate Democrat. So I looked at his like policy. There's a fucking gnat in my room. It's annoying.
Who is he?
I don't remember his name, but he's just a
We
corporate
don't have the
Democrat.
same one, right? Do we?
No, you have Antonio
Anthony.
Delgado.
Antonio.
Anthony
Yeah, sometimes I see it
Delgado.
Anthony, sometimes I see it Antonio. I've seen it both ways. I think it is Antonio Delgado. Yeah, he's mine. So that's not yours, right?
No, because I moved to a different town, so I'm different district now.
Right.
But
I keep forgetting you're like
mm,
what, an hour away?
yep.
Hour and a half.
Yep, but either way, they're like the same fucking person. They're both corporate Democrats. So I looked at
Hmm.
his page and it was like, I believe we need to fight for people to have access to affordable healthcare. And it's
Yes.
just, I hate when they say affordable
There's
healthcare
that
because that
word.
still means people are paying for it. And that still means someone's not going to be able to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then as for
I
drug
have
reform,
access to healthcare right now. I just can't afford it.
yeah.
Although I do actually have healthcare right now for the first time in a while because I have no income.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just corporatist, and he had a section about like the opioid addiction crisis, which drug addiction is a personal thing to me, as I've talked about. My sister died of a drug overdose, fucking 9 months ago. So what what I would fight for is legalizing all drugs.
Legalize or decriminalize?
Legalize, tax, and regulate. I don't want anyone to be able to cook drugs and sell them on the street. I want you to be able to go into fucking Walgreens and get whatever drug you want. Like, I want it to be regulated, because that's why my sister died.
Wow.
She got a poorly cut batch of fucking heroin that was cut with fucking crocodile and fentanyl. The shit that fucking rots your skin.
Yeah.
And guess what?
I think all drugs should be decriminalized. I don't think they should just be legalized and sold, though. Most of them.
I think legalize, tax, and regulate. If someone wants to do it, that's their prerogative. But then, as well as having it legalized, taxed, and regulated, you take the taxes from the drug money, and then you put it towards, drug addiction centers, rehabs. You could fund more into
helping. I don't think you can just be selling opioids like that, though. It's going to lead to a much larger epidemic. So much addiction.
Yeah, but it would lead to less death overall.
I don't think it would. I do not think it would.
Or you could sell
People
something.
People don't only overdose on bad heroin; they overdose on good heroin too. Like, okay, people overdose on pills.
Then maybe create like a heroin substitute, like a downer.
What about meth? Like, meth is
all right. Then create an upper.
There's no like good version of meth.
Look, I don't know drugs very well, but I know that there are plenty of like downers and uppers that you could sell legally as substitutes for fucking heroin.
So I think maybe the word meth. All shouldn't be in there. Because legalize all drugs includes crocodile and fentanyl. It includes all drugs, you know? We got to narrow that down a bit.
Even then, it's like, look, all we could do is, if we legalized it, taxed it, and regulated, you could make way safer versions of these. And then this way you could actually have...
But would they? In a capitalist society, I don't think they would.
In a greedy capitalist society, yes, they would make drugs for people.
It's just going to be the pharmaceutical companies having such an open market. They're going to go crazy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. A pharmaceutical company, if regulated well enough, that's a very important part of this. Regulate the fuck out of them.
Yeah, but they won't be regulated well enough. They own every politician.
Okay, but here's what you have to do. When you go get drugs off of the street, say Coke, for example, that Coke could be pure grade A fucking some good shit. Or it could be fucking cut with baby powder to, dilute it a bit. So you could regulate that kind of thing. So you get a proper 5 milligram whatever of Coke. You know what I mean? So you're getting the same product every time that you purchase it. Versus on the street, you can get pure heroin, but then you could also get shit that's, laced with crocodile and fentanyl and all that other shit. So I would just say regulate it so you can get the purest version of it, the safest version of it.
You're going to have so many addicts. It's going to be absurd.
Not really. I mean, think of it like this.
Yeah.
We have alcohol. How many addicts truly are there for alcohol?
A lot of alcoholics. Do you know how many people die of alcohol every year?
No, I don't.
It's a lot. I think it's the number 2 killer behind heart disease in the United States.
Number 2 really? No, I thought it's heart disease and then cancer, and then third place is accidents, falling off a ladder.
It might be. I don't know. Alcohol is high up. Look up how many people die from alcohol every year. It's a lot. And if you open up cocaine legally, people are going to be drinking alcohol and using cocaine because people are stupid. And that's an incredibly toxic combination.
Per year. Okay. So, let's just zoom in a bit. Oh no.
What does it say?
It says that
Oh, I can't see.
excessive alcohol use is responsible for more than 95,000 deaths
95,000 deaths.
in the United States each year.
281 per day.
261 per day.
That's a lot. Now, if you add cocaine to that, it's going to be a whole lot more. And if it's just legal to buy, so many people are going to just do it. And I'm not like anti-drug or anything.
Yeah, but that's freedom.
I want people to be safe.
That's the call. Yeah, so we have to create a regulated market because currently it's not safe. Currently, someone can get.
It would not be safer if people could just go out and buy it.
It would be safer.
It wouldn't.
It would be.
It would be.
If my sister could have gone to Walgreens to get fucking heroin instead of fucking, some dude behind a Burger King, then she fucking would still be alive at least. She wouldn't have fucking died
right
from
now,
fentanyl and crocodile.
But heroin can still kill you alone.
Yes, it can, but so can alcohol, and I don't believe we should regulate. I don't believe we should do anything to alcohol currently, other than have the age restrictions. By the way, I think we should lower the age restriction for alcohol to 18.
I used to think that, but now I don't.
I think 18, you are an adult. You're 18, you can vote, you can fucking smoke, you can sign up to go to war and possibly
You actually can't smoke at 18 anymore.
What?
It's 21.
Really? Since when?
Last year or 2 years ago, I think. Maybe even more.
But 18, you could sign up to go to fucking war and possibly have to murder someone with a weapon.
That's messed up. We should raise that age.
Really? I'm saying we should just lower everything. Because 16, you're allowed to drive. You're given the responsibility of being able to drive. So
but you can't do it without an adult at 16 until you're 18. But also, you have to drive in many parts of the country just to get around and live. You don't have to join the military. You don't have to drink. You don't have to smoke. So I think
but some people. Hold on. This may be a separate issue, but some people, given the economic circumstances with a whole bunch of lower class people in America, some people see the military as their only way of fucking living.
Yeah,
because a lot of people come from
separate issue.
A lot of people in the military come from like food insecure backgrounds where they're not getting 3 meals a day. They're not getting a warm room to sleep in. They don't have heat in their house or whatever.
Yeah, the military preys on the poor.
Yes, it does.
It's the rich. They get us into wars, and then they just fill the military with the poor to fight those wars to make them more money. That's a whole separate issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say raise the military age. And also put a permaban on the draft so that there is no chance of it ever coming back. Don't force men to sign up for the draft when they turn 18. Because that's insane.
Well, okay. If a draft were to happen right now, you and I would be in some deep shit, Dave.
I'm going to Canada. I will immigrate illegally. I will go to prison. I don't care. I'm not going to war for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, all of our wars are for nothing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with the draft. I think it's just old and archaic, and I think war is old and archaic. I think we have evolved
It
past the
really is.
need for it. We can speak our issues out, and we can,
Mm-hmm.
economically fuck each other over enough to where that would be kind of our thing. So like,
Yeah, we could
look, I would
basically
rather a
just do
Cold
trade wars.
War. I would rather Cold Wars and trade wars than actual wars where people get PTSD and lose limbs and die.
Yeah, for sure. The
Hell,
best thing
you
you
know what would
can
be
do for
fun?
veterans is to not make people become veterans.
You know what would be fun? If leaders of the fucking world had this is fun but dumb, so you're gonna laugh.
Mm-hmm.
The leaders, the fucking presidents of each country, whatever, whenever they have a disagreement with something and they can't work it out with words or with economic fuckery, then they have to fucking put on boxing gloves and fucking beat the shit out of each other until one of them is
Yeah,
victorious.
why
Bring it back
not?
to the old dueling days.
I feel like we would just be electing the strongest people.
Yeah, that would work in our favor though, because we would get younger presidents. Now we have fucking Biden, who probably wouldn't win.
Probably wouldn't win.
Okay, if
Who would he
look,
beat in a boxing match? Have you seen him? He actually looks so much like that old Jeff Dunham puppet. Like it
oh my
blows my mind.
goodness.
He looks exactly like that old man puppet.
Uh, have you? I mean, this isn't new, but like I've been hearing Biden speak a lot more, and he's just like, oh, I'm so scared because he's so like losing it, and it's not like
Yeah, it's not great.
yeah, and it's not like just the beginning stages. It looks like he's actively just hiding the fact that he has something wrong.
I don't think he knows he's president either, because he's sure as hell not acting like he does. You know, like doing anything, like student loan forgiveness, marijuana legalization, minimum wage, all that stuff he promised he'd do.
Here's the thing that I don't like about Joe Biden at the moment. He is the president. He determines where the Democratic Party's platform is. Yet
Mm-hmm.
he's letting Joe Manchin believe that Joe Manchin has the power to, stop shit. Like, he really just needs to talk to Manchin and say, like, hey, you're gonna vote for this, or I'm going to fucking primary you. Like, I'm gonna have someone primary you, and I'm gonna support your opponent. And
Do you know? Do you know
what?
why he won't?
Because he doesn't actually care about any of the issues that he says he does. He doesn't want a
Because
$50 minimum
Joe
wage.
Manchin and Joe Biden are on the same team. Joe Manchin's agenda is Joe Biden's actual agenda. Joe Manchin is just the fall guy. He goes out and he says, "Oh, I'm going to stop this from happening," and Biden's like, "Oh no, oh please don't. I want to
Did
get my progressive agenda done."
Did you see the video of Republicans praising Joe Manchin because he's been blocking the infrastructure bill and he blocked the $15 minimum wage?
That was ridiculous. That whole parliamentarian situation. Kamala Harris could have just overridden the parliamentarian.
The parliamentarian, they're not elected officials. Who gives a fuck what they think? No
It's
one
like
gives
an
a
honorary role. They're like
yeah.
a secretary, basically.
Yeah, it's like being knighted with the fucking power of a secretary.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm yelling, Dave.
Yep.
I apologize.
She is. No, it's okay. She's another fall guy. The parliamentarian isn't the actual problem. It's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the corporate Democrats. And of course the Republicans, but they're just like, they've gone off the fascist cliff at this point.
They are disgusting.
What are you
Like,
looking for on there?
oh, trust me, I'm gonna show you the video of Joe Manchin, of Republicans praising Joe Manchin. It's disgusting.
Oh boy. Give me 1 second. Oh.
I'm trying to remember where I saw it. I saw it on like David Pakman talk about it. Oh, by the way, are you I didn't even realize you left. I was looking at my computer.
Oh. Yeah, I just needed, before, you're going to show me Republicans and Joe Manchin, so I needed to refill the wine a little bit.
Ah, good. Lucky you. Are you aware of what's been going on with the Young Turks and Jimmy Dore? Like, are you aware of leftist stuff?
Kind of. I watch the Young Turks pretty much every day now because their Twitch channel is so good. And I really don't like Jimmy Dore.
What?
Yeah, he's a scumbag. And he's a
Why?
grifter.
He's not a grifter.
He's absolutely a grifter.
He's not. He's never changed. He's always been aggressively progressive.
No, he's not progressive.
He is. He supports Medicare for all and all the other. What?
No.
What has he
Jimmy
done?
Dore is a grifter.
I don't believe
he goes
that.
on Tucker Carlson all the time and talks about how, we need to work with the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys, they'll help us out.
Where does he say this? I will pull this up, David.
You haven't seen Jimmy Dore talk about how we need to work with the Proud Boys? You haven't seen him go on Tucker Carlson and agree with him on everything?
Let me see if I can find
Jimmy Dore
the clip.
is a grifting scumbag.
I like Jimmy Dore.
I hate Jimmy Dore. I used to like him. Now I hate him. I hate his voice. I hate his face. He's a piece of shit.
All right, here's I don't know this channel, but
Hello, am I gonna have to hear Jimmy Dore talk?
Jimmy Dore is trending, and this is not about forced to vote.
Oh, this is
I don't want to.
This is about completely different. This is about.
This is some random dude talking about. I don't give a shit. But what was
I don't even want to give Jimmy Dore airtime. Honestly, I hate him.
I like Jimmy. I like Jimmy.
I hate
but
him.
like going on Tucker Carlson, like hasn't.
If you go on Tucker Carlson and argue with him, that's fine. But Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist through and through.
Okay, but
Tucker Carlson pretends that he's against big business while he's very much for big business and is the heir to the Swanson fortune.
Okay,
Tucker Carlson is a scumbag and should never be given credibility by somebody who purports to be on the left. There we go. Jimmy Dore sucks.
Yeah, but the left knows Tucker Carlson is full of shit. So going on his show, like...
No. Well, yeah, the left should, but this libertarian supposed left that Jimmy Dore is building up does not know. He's not progressive. He's libertarian at best.
I mean, like, I haven't seen any of this stuff, but I trust Jimmy in wanting Medicare for all. He was the main
Jimmy at all.
He was the main proponent of Force the Vote.
Force the Vote was a terrible idea.
Force the Vote is a great idea.
That's why it failed miserably.
The failings of something has nothing to do whether or not
Force the Vote was a terrible idea. Jimmy Dore splits the left. He sends trolls after people. He sexually harassed Anna Kasparian.
I don't believe that.
He's a piece of shit. He admitted to it in a video. What do you mean?
He admitted to it. He admitted to it, but I don't believe how like Anna sort of messaged him like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring this up. Like, you know, do you want me to talk about this thing from 7 years ago that you apologized for, but you want me to bring it up now all of a sudden because we're having beef?" So it's like clearly there was undertones of something.
No, he's a fucking scumbag. Jimmy Dore can go die in a hole for all I care.
No. And you know what? Anna, like, why would she slandered Aaron Mate.
Don't go around victim blaming. What are you doing now?
That's not victim blaming. If anyone's a victim, it's Aaron Mate because she slandered him as a Russian asset. As a Russian puppet.
I honestly don't even know who Aaron Mate is. I missed all of that.
He's a left journalist who's done I don't remember what his work was, but either way, he's not a Russian puppet. You can't just call people Russian puppets. That's the issue.
Okay.
Which she
So
did.
people make mistakes sometimes.
I'm not, no, because he's a this isn't her calling some fucking dickhead caller of like a fan of the Young Turks or a troll of the Young Turks a Russian asset.
So I can't
it's
really
her calling
on
a legitimate journalist a Russian puppet. Some Russian, like, so it's very much like slanderous. It's very much hurtful to Aaron Mate because it takes credibility away from him, even though he's done nothing to be uncredible.
I don't know anything about that situation.
Yeah, well, look, the left is infighting. This is very much a fucking snowball moment for the left.
It's not though.
It is Jimmy because everyone's getting. This is like fucking Civil War. It just kept getting worse.
It's not though. It's like a little gremlin troll piece of shit scumbag going after the left.
No, he's not going after the left.
Yeah,
Jimmy Dore isn't going after. He criticizes AOC and the squad rightfully. All right, and I would attack the Young Turks.
He criticizes AOC and Bernie, but he loves Tulsi. Tulsi all the way. Tulsi 2024 because she came on my show.
Okay,
there's other people that don't come on my show. Screw them.
Look, I don't like Tulsi either.
Jimmy Dore's a grifter.
Jimmy Dore is not a grifter. He's changed policy. He's changed no policy stance. He still believes in Medicare for all, raising the minimum wage.
Proud Boys. He goes on Tucker Carlson and agrees with him.
I can't.
He's
I can't speak on the Proud Boys comments because I haven't seen those. He's not a failed comedian.
He's not funny. He is a failed comedian. His comedy. He's a hack. He sucks in every way.
I
watched him talk about comedy on the Joe Rogan podcast, and back then I actually liked Jimmy, and even then I was like, oh, this is sad. He's a really, he knows he's a shit comedian. He's a hack. He's washed up, and he knows it. And that was when I liked him. Now I hate him, so I'll freely admit it. He's a hack. His comedy sucks, and it always has.
Look, I haven't seen Jimmy Dore's comedy. I can't speak on that, but I will say, I have no reason to calling Jimmy Dore a grifter is just factually wrong, because if you want to talk about Dave Rubin is a grifter because he just goes wherever the political winds lean. Jimmy Dore has been saying the same shit. Medicare for all, free college, raising the minimum wage. He's been saying the same progressive ideologies and hailing them for a long fucking time. So he's not a grifter.
But what's he doing to get that? Let's work with the Proud Boys because they want it also. Let's go talk to Tucker Carlson about taking down big business because he's on our side.
Look at it like this, though, Dave. The right wing, Trump.
He's a grifter.
Donald Trump, said a whole bunch of populist anti-war rhetoric on the campaign trail. If Bernie Sanders went to Donald Trump and said, hey, let's make a deal to pull all of our troops out of Afghanistan, is Bernie then a grifter because he worked with a far-right guy to get a good thing done? No.
That's kind of different because so the Proud Boys have no interest in getting anything good done, right? Donald Trump, I don't know if he actually would want to pull troops out. He might. He's a wild card. So talking about him is a little iffy. But let's say it was, I don't know, Mitch McConnell or Dick Cheney, somebody who you know for a fact will not do anything to get troops out, but they say, yeah, all right, let's talk about this. And you're like, all right, they want to help us out. They're on our side. But they're not. They're just trying to get all the eyes on them. They're trying to change the narrative. They're trying to slow down progress.
Okay, but here's the thing. If, say, Dick Cheney came out and said anti-war things, the left shouldn't
believe him.
All right, you agree or disagree, but if he's saying it in public, on a public platform, you should go, yes, that's very smart. We should do this, Dick. Let's get out of war and really call his bluff and see what he's really made of.
See, all right, this is It's apples and oranges, though, because we're talking about politicians working with politicians and pundits or YouTube personalities working with terrorist groups. The Proud Boys are a white supremacist terrorist organization. I don't want to work with them on anything, even on common issues, if there are any. You know, if the Ku Klux Klan came out and said, yeah, we support Medicare for all, I wouldn't work with them to get it. I'd be like, good for you, but I'm not going and sitting in a room with you guys.
I think wherever there is common ground, you should work with someone to try and get that thing done. As long as the common ground's good. You know, as long as it's...
they're bad faith actors. The Proud Boys are bad faith actors.
Yeah, I believe it, but hey, you know, Jimmy's trying something. He's doing more than...
he's not.
Yes,
that's my point. He's not trying. He's a grifter. He's tricking you into thinking he's trying for money.
All right, then AOC is tricking us into thinking she's trying because she's gotten nothing major done.
She's a politician who's actually trying to do something.
No, she's not. She's placating to Nancy Pelosi
She's
and the corporate
doing more
Democrats.
than Jimmy Dore is doing.
No, she's not, because she's not fighting. You know what happened when
She's
they took the
doing more
$15
than
minimum
Jimmy
wage
Dore is
out of
doing.
the COVID relief bill?
Yes, look, she's not perfect. Okay,
they went, we'll vote
criticism.
for this bill, but
Jimmy
please
Dore
reconsider
is
and
not
add
the
that
right
$50 minimum wage
criticize.
back.
I'm done with this conversation.
All right, fair enough.
I hate Jimmy Dore. I don't want to talk about him anymore.
We'll just we disagree. That's fair.
We do.
But we do agree. Vosh kind of sucks.
Who?
Vosh?
The hell is Vosh?
Oh, you don't know Vosh? Okay, never mind.
I don't know Vosh.
Okay. Well, we'll leave on a good note.
Is that a person?
We'll leave on a good note. Dave Rubin fucking sucks ass. No one likes him.
Yeah. Yeah, he really does. Did you see him interview Larry King?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. Larry King took a phone call from his son in the middle of the interview. And he's just talking to his kid about his baseball game. And Dave Rubin's just sitting there like, what's going on? He's like, Larry. And Larry's just talking to his kid for 5 minutes during the middle of the show.
It's Larry King. It's a broadcasting legend. So who's going to tell him what to do?
It was a flip phone too in the year 2017. I love him. Yeah, Dave Rubin's a bit of a moron. So,
have you heard that the new day for Trump to be reinstated as president because
August
of course
16th? Is that it?
I think it's August 7th.
Oh,
I'm not
You're right.
positive.
August 16th is July 16th.
July
is
16th.
Skyward Sword.
No,
on the
July
Switch?
16th or July 15th maybe. Medicare for all protest. General strike in a lot of cities.
July 15th is today.
Wait, no.
Technically.
Wait, hold on. Is it 15th?
It's 1 a.m, I think, right now, or midnight. Shoot, yeah, 1:45. So today's July 15th.
Okay, March for Medicare for All, July 24th.
Oh. Where's that?
Everywhere. There's organizers in every state, in a lot of major cities as well. As well as I think, I don't know, it might be October 15th. There's a general strike being planned by a lot of people on TikTok, yes.
Well, I've been doing a general strike for the past year. Unintentionally.
Yeah. So, you know what scares me
I just
right
haven't
now?
had a job. What?
Well, that's not a general strike. That's unemployment due to COVID through no fault of your own.
I know. But I feel better about myself if I call it a general strike,
What scares me right now is COVID is surging again due to the Delta virus, or the Delta variant. And I think we're about to. So last year for summer, we did very well. Especially here in New York, we went from thousands of cases per day to for the summer we were averaging like 300 to 500 cases per day. But then once it gets colder and like into the fall months, it started going back up. So I think we're about
Yeah.
to do that again with the Delta variant.
Another long winter or dark winter, whatever they called it.
Another dark winter, yeah. And the issue with it is the people who are vaccinated, they're less likely to die from COVID.
Hmm.
But like if you are around COVID enough, your chance of getting it, even though you're vaccinated, is still much higher. So like we're about to see a lot more COVID cases just because a lot of people aren't getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
And that's scary because it's like, are we about to go back into another shutdown, like another lockdown?
I hope
And
not.
if so, like I doubt they're gonna do stimulus again to help people.
No, of course not.
Because
Although
and if they do,
there's-
they're gonna be like, oh, $600 one-time payment. How about that,
Yeah,
guys?
right.
We're so good.
They're gonna try. They'd start at like 1,100 and then work it down to 600 and then just not pass it anyway because it would get blocked.
Now, here's what would happen. Biden would say like, we'll do a $2,000 stimulus, and then Joe Manchin would intervene and say like, oh, this is too much. What about the debt and the deficit? And I won't vote for this unless we have bipartisan support. And then the Republicans will come in and they'll say, we'll do a $200 stimulus
Yeah.
check.
And then they'll vote against it anyway.
Yeah, and then they'll vote against it anyway. And then we'll end up with like $900 stimulus checks for like 1 month.
Hmm.
And then nothing else. And then we'll end up with $900 stimulus checks to some people, to people making under $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
And then there will be like $3.3 billion to like Tesla and Jeff Bezos just giving money to corporations again.
Yep. Pretty much. Welcome to America.
And that's why I am running for Congress, David.
Well, I will vote for you. Although I probably wouldn't be able to, right? If you'd be running in your district.
Vote for me, Tre'von Makel, coming in. Come to me, my comrades. Together, we will instate the proletariat. I don't know what that word means, but it sounds communist-y.
I don't know what it really means either.
I hope that's not neo-Nazi rhetoric.
I know, right? Bring on the gulags.
Today, my comrades. I can't do a Russian accent. We put a chicken in every pot. On every table. I don't know, some fucking historical quote.
You could honestly just say anything and then attribute it to somebody and people will believe it.
Yeah.
Nobody looks things up.
A bird in the hand is worth
Even
two
though
in the
everybody
bush.
can.
The bush doesn't deserve two birds. That's bird inequity.
That's right. What kind of bush
I like
does he
my
think he
birds distributed equally amongst all men.
Does that mean under a Tre'von Makel presidency, we will get a bird for every man and woman?
No, we wouldn't. Birds aren't real. They're all cameras. They're drones.
Don't tell people that.
You know,
now you're never gonna run.
if-
You're gonna
if-
get assassinated because you just gave up the #1 biggest government secret.
look, if I was in Congress, which I doubt that they tell Congress people this, but like if I was in Congress and I found out some shit about like aliens are real and Mitch McConnell is a fucking lizard, I'm spilling the beans fucking immediately. Like I'm going to fucking I'm not going to CNN. I'm gonna call like fucking David Pakman or Kyle Kalinske.
Mhm.
Like this has to be fucking done by some independent media.
They definitely don't tell Congress
Yeah.
because margarine tater greeds.
Yeah.
Uh,
She wouldn't spill it.
she would let it slip. She'd be like, I knew those space Jews were up to something.
You know, yeah, she would say. She turned it into anti-Semitism.
Yep. I told you those space lasers are the thing that started the fire.
This is why we need the Space Force to protect against these goddamn Jews in space.
That's right. And I can't even say those two words together. President Dump knew all about it.
Yeah.
That's why he created Space Force. I literally can't make myself say the words president and then his last name.
I like saying former President Trump. Former president. That feels good.
I don't even like saying his last name in any way. Like even when I think his name and when I read it, my brain just replaces it with dump automatically, which I'm very happy about. I've trained my brain.
I just
big massive dumps.
Who was it that died recently? Like Mike Gravel died, and then that same week someone else died. That was very
Oh, Donald Rumsfeld.
Good. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
You want to dance on his grave, Dave? You want to do
this
a little bit of dancing? And
we're happy he's dead.
All right, fine.
Chair is too close to me.
Fuck that guy. Kyle Kalinske. I've been listening to him, his podcast, Crystal Kyle and Friends, and he was talking about Donald Rumsfeld's death, and he said the same thing about like Rush Limbaugh. How like he's not trying to take joy out of their death, and he's not trying to like celebrate it because he doesn't feel like celebrating death is like a good thing, which fair enough for him. But fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna celebrate someone's death that I don't like.
If that person has led to the deaths of as many people as Donald Rumsfeld has led to, because he's like the architect of the Iraq War, right?
He has a very poor track record.
Yeah. So like, if they've caused massive damage, I don't mind celebrating. I wouldn't like wish for people's death personally, but like if somebody like Rush Limbaugh dies, I'm gonna celebrate it because Rush Limbaugh has done so much damage to people.
You know, I mean, but the counterpoint is like someone could say like, oh, a right winger who believes in like conspiracies can say like, oh, Mike Gravel was trying to kill American people by ending war or so. Like, you know, there's always that part. So like,
but they don't live in reality.
True.
And I know they think the same of us, but we do live in reality.
True. But I think some people have a problem with taking what they dish out. So if someone dances on Mike Gravel's grave, fine, I don't give a shit that much. But I'm also going to dance on Rumsfeld.
Pissed about it.
I can't.
You mean like on the literal grave, or just like what we did?
Like what we did.
Okay, because I don't think anybody should dance on anyone's literal grave, including Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
But like, because I don't know, I think that just goes a step too far.
That could harm the family. So Rush Limbaugh's grave has extrinsic value that affects someone that isn't Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. But I will dance right here about it all day long.
Yeah.
I don't think any of Rush's family are watching us. Can you imagine? How wild would that be? They just comment.
That would be...
Sons of bitches. That's my dad.
Well, I'd bring... What is it? Is it like Megan Phelps, the daughter of like Fred Phelps, the Westboro Baptist Church guy?
Oh,
like she left that church and then she became like a proper human being, and then she sort of like disavows her family. Yeah, I imagine that's tough. By the way,
Had
as we
to
were
be,
talking
like,
about,
some seriously cult deprogramming with that.
yeah, I mean, Leah Remini left Scientology, so
Yeah.
it is. As we were talking about Donald Rumsfeld, I remembered Opie and Anthony, the old radio show. Louis C.K. was on with Donald Rumsfeld, and all he kept doing was asking him,
What?
"Are you a lizard?" And Donald Rumsfeld never said yes or no. He just kept like dodging. But then whenever he would go, "Who is this guy?" Like he would get offended. Like, why is this fucking idiot talking to me? Louis would go like, "Oh, I'm Louis C.K. I'm a comedian at the Borgata this Thursday." Like he just kept. He was doing this solely to promote a show. And yeah, that's a
great.
very funny clip.
What
I have
an
it pulled
odd
up, but I don't think.
combination.
Yeah, it's
Louis C.K. and Donald Rumsfeld on the Opie and Anthony show.
yeah, it's odd. It's
That's
one of
crazy.
it's hysterical.
I'm assuming Rumsfeld did not know what he was signing up for.
I assume he
'Cause, like,
probably
there's
knew
no way
like
he
it's a
listened to
radio
Opie and
show.
Anthony.
They're a comedy radio show, so they might make a joke, but overall they're gonna just interview him.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what they were exactly.
But like Opie and Anthony themselves were they were like, "Oh, we're sorry about this comedian guy." Don, like they were playing up the oh, he's just a local like they were trying to be proper and professional. But that's kind of part of the joke where they're throwing Louis under the bus and then Louis just being obnoxious.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, you want to watch the My Pillow guy talk at Cpac?
Oh God, not really, but let's give it a shot. Oh, wait, how long is it? How? My mom has a My Pillow. She got it years ago, and after all this, she knows that she can't ever get a new one. But she's so upset because it's honestly her favorite pillow. But she's like, no, I'm not gonna ever buy another one.
I've never look. I just think that people, My Pillows, not My Pillow, My Pillows right here. I fucking got them from like Walmart for like, $5 a piece maybe.
$5. I've never seen a pillow that cheap.
There's pillows at Walmart for like $2 a piece, but like
really?
I have a little bit of standard, and like I don't know, maybe
I spent like $200 on my pillow.
Maybe I'm just lucky and I don't have like neck problems and whatnot. But like pillows have never been an issue with me. Sometimes I sleep without pillows because I just like having, bring it back to nature, just me and my arms.
Do your arms ever fall asleep under your head?
Yeah, sometimes, but that's par for the course. Anyway, Cpac speech.
Hello, everyone. I wrote this at 3 a.m. I believe God gave me the words.
Fact check. There is no God.
I'm so humbled and honored to be before you all. I'm especially nervous following two of the most amazing speakers I've ever met, Dr. Goka and Charlie Kirk.
Oh, God. Wait a minute.
They are so knowledgeable.
I knew that one was going to get you.
Two of the best speakers I've ever heard, Dr. Sebastian Gorka
I don't know
and
who that
Charlie Kirk.
Charles Kirk is a doofus.
The dude whose head is like this. Charlie Kirk. One of the best speakers he's ever heard. Oh my God. Okay. And Sebastian Gorka is just a maniac.
I don't know that guy, but I'll take your word for it.
He was in the dump administration.
And I'm very new to this, so I'm going to do something a little different. I'd like you all to use your imagination and come with me on a short journey back in time. Like a little over 10 years ago, I was an alcoholic and a crack cocaine addict. On January 16th, 2009.
That's actually, I don't like Mike Lindell, but I will say I respect his sobriety. I respect his
I
ability to
don't
get
think he
clean
is
and
sober.
if I'm gonna take him at face value, which is all you could really take him at, because he's not saying much
Well,
that's deep.
why would you take him at face value on anything? He says the election is a complete fraud and Donald Trump is coming back in August.
Yeah, maybe we have different definitions
He's
of
a
taking
snake
something at
oil
face
salesman.
value. By face value, I mean like you hear him and then go, okay, and then just walk away. You don't really take it seriously, or you don't
I
think
think
deeply
he's
about
very
it.
much still a crack addict.
You know, possibly that mustache really is fucking good for storing Coke rocks.
God freed me from these and other addictions and started me on a path to
Is
a
that supposed to be
restored
like a
heart.
bad
Praise
picture of
Jesus.
him?
He looks the same.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
I woke up from years of addiction and I was oblivious as to
Wait a second. This is fucking 2019. I'm an idiot. Oh my goodness, Dave. I'm fucking dumb. Oh my goodness.
So this is before the election.
Hold on. But like, wait,
This is pre the big lie.
pre the big lie. But hold on. 2021 Cpac, if you've seen it, has been fucking wild
My
with
Pillow commercial.
Yeah, 21 Cpac has been fucking wild. Let me pull up a proper video of Cpac. Because Mike Lindell called a journalist. He said, "How is it destroying the country or something?"
Like he called him on the phone in the middle of his CPAC speech.
No, like to his face.
Stop.
Like I guess the journalist was asking tough questions. So it's kind of like when Trump was asked by like a journalist like some harsh questions or pushed a little bit, and he's like, "I'm the president. You do not speak to me like that. Very rude," and he's like stormed off. You know what I mean?
The only thing I've seen from this year's CPAC is Caitlyn Jenner being chased out by transphobes.
Okay, Caitlyn Jenner. Why is she such a simp for the right? Because at CPAC,
because she's a rich piece of garbage. All she cares about is getting more money.
Literally at CPAC, I don't know why I do this. I'm so addicted to doing the fucking like Trump hands. Let me tell you something. But the folks, you know, good. I was talking to some good people, the Proud Boys, good people. You know, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Stand back, stand by. How do you get away with so much shit? That's gross.
He gets away with everything, which is why when people talk about him, oh yeah, I can't wait to see him behind bars. I'm like, don't get your hopes up. He's never going to face any repercussions for anything. He'll die way before any of that happens.
Yeah.
Even if they do get him on some charges, he'll just keep it tied up in court until the day he dies. Guaranteed.
Yeah. But anyway, Caitlyn Jenner, she was getting dead named like by everyone at CPAC.
Yeah.
So they just kept
they
calling
were calling
her Bruce.
Like sick freak. It was disgusting. I hated it.
They're legit just
the
being
right wing is so hateful.
Why? Yeah, but why is she on their side? They're so fucking mean to her.
Money. That's all she cares about. She's a greedy slob. I don't know why I picked the word slob. She's not a slob. She's actually pretty well put together. She's a greedy, terrible person.
Yeah. I don't like her specifically because she fucking murdered a guy with her car and got off because she's rich.
Oh, I forgot about that. That did happen.
Jim Norton had a funny joke about Caitlyn Jenner and how boring she is because after she transitioned, she got a show on E! Entertainment, the same like network that does the Kardashians and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then it got canceled after a season. And like, just how boring do you have to be to go from a Olympic level athlete transitioning and then murder someone with your car, and the network's like there's just nothing happening. The show just sucks. There's so much going on, but nothing of importance.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, can you imagine if she wasn't such an awful person? Like, an Olympic athlete transitioning publicly, that should be groundbreaking. And she should be such a spokesperson for the trans community, but she is terrible. She herself is, I guess she's probably not transphobic, but she sure hangs around a lot of them.
Yeah, it's weird because like I just Googled this, but Laura Jane Grace from like Against Me, when she came out as trans, like she was very much accepted for the most part, just because it was a very big moment, because there's not a lot of trans front people in bands.
Yeah.
In major bands too. Like Against Me, they're not like the biggest band, but they're a major punk band within the scene. Like Caitlyn could have been so important to like trans people.
Yeah.
But instead she kind of sucks.
Yeah, very much.
Because doesn't she sometimes say transphobic things? Like she's trans herself,
so.
But she's like, which I don't get that. How are you friendly firing so hard? Like, I know
she wants is money.
I know she's gone out and said like, oh, I believe marriage is between a man and a woman, and said like anti-gay stuff like that. But like that's not her direct community. But how can you be transphobic and also be like, you're attacking your direct? It would be like if I came out as a fucking white nationalist, knowing that I came tumbling out of a black man's dick.
Well, there are plenty of those. I mean, look at Jesse Lee Peterson. That guy he might as well be a white supremacist. Like, he is straight up Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks.
I mean, like,
that guy is so crazy.
What? Hold up. I'm getting a signal from someone. What's that? We have live video of Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh boy.
Wait for it. You know, in comedy, timing's very important.
Oh, I see what you did
live
there.
Video of Jesse Lee Peterson.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
I don't remember him looking so cute.
Anyway, you want to see the video of Mike Lindell yelling at a reporter at Cpac?
Sure. Might as well.
Yeah. So this was reported on by Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk fame, and I don't know where the clip is, so I'm just going to use his video.
These are lawyers. The Supreme Court is there to protect our country. Have you watched Absolute 9-0?
He paused it for a second. What is the flag that's going on behind him?
It looks fucking Nazi-like, right?
It really does.
I thought it was like a swastika thing.
It's so nationalistic and fascist. It's unbelievable.
It looks so Naziist. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
like it's the American flag, but like in the lines,
a cross.
There's a cross, but also like the cross is blue, but like in the regular American. By the way,
and there's a white X going through the cross.
Yeah, I mean, I think that symbolizes the like twine used to fucking tie a cross together. But it's weird. The people
I don't like it.
Like someone like Mike Lindell would probably be against flag burning as a form of protest.
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll also pervert the flag like this.
Yep.
By, like using its design.
It's written in the U.S. flag code or whatever says you can't put it on anything. So like flag paper cups, paper plates, napkins, flag thongs, Speedos, bikinis. All that stuff is against the U.S. flag code. But they don't care.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's pretty good for a journalist. You know, that in our country, I compliment him. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you and I'll tell everybody. In our country's history, Every single elected official, if there's fraud involved, there's not a statute of limitation. They take the guy that won, they put him back in office, and it's just never happened at the presidential level. We're doing a quo warranto after the whole world sees on the 10th, 11th, and 12th that we have the packet captures for the whole election, and they're going to go, whoa. And then the Supreme Court will vote 9-0 to pull this down. And you consider, go, come on, Mike, you know what? I'm just telling you that what's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, if they don't watch it, that's where the whole public's going to go. You have to protect our country. You have to protect our country. If they don't do it,
He spoke a lot of words, and none of them meant anything.
He said exactly what he thinks is going to happen, though.
I know, but he also...
And it's the crazy part is, like, 80% of the Republican base believes him.
Yeah.
And they want civil war. They're violent right-wingers. And I'm a little bit scared.
Look. I don't know where I stand here. January 6th was awful. But also, I want to see right-wingers try and do this shit again so they could all get arrested. Because you're not going to get away with the same major fucking horrendous crime twice. And the people who did it first and got away with it are probably going to try and do it again.
Yeah,
So
because most of them are getting away with it with very light sentencing. Or none at all. Which is so ridiculous.
Well,
if Black Lives Matter had done...
well.
If Black Lives Matter had done that, they would have been gunned down at the Capitol. It would have been a bloodbath. If they had gone there and peacefully protested, it would have been a bloodbath.
Yeah. They would have been pepper sprayed, tear gassed. They were pepper sprayed and tear gassed, not protesting at the Capitol, just protesting in D.C. near the White House. Near the White House. They weren't even on White House property. Because if they were, they would have been fucking shot. If they were, the National Guard would have been called in. Actually, they were called in, right?
Yeah, in, I think it was 2020, right? The year, January, January 2021. So 2020, when all the protests were happening, I think they protested in D.C., right? And the National Guard was there, like, immediately.
No, the National Guard came after the insurrection. In DC?
No, I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter protests in 2020.
Jeez,
when they were happening that I don't all over.
The thing is, here's the weird thing.
2020 has been
yeah, like 2020 was so fucking long.
Yeah, it was.
Think of it like
so long and also so short.
Yeah, think of it like this, Dave. Remember Tiger King came out? And, like, everyone was talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
That was so fucking long ago.
Oh. Yeah,
but
the
not
simple
really.
days. Oh, my God. Yeah, Tiger King.
Anyway, let's get back to Mike Lindell.
And you got states like Arizona. Right now, the audits are done, or they're getting done. Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. All them audits will be done. When they find, like... I don't need them. I don't need them. I don't need those. I'm just telling you, when those come down too, that's just if you. Let me explain this. He's got a good point.
I didn't hear what the reporter said.
With the packet,
do you know what he said?
The packet captures everybody. You do. Yep. No, I know. I'm leaving in 2 minutes. Right. And you guys, I'm going to tell everybody really. I'm going to tell everybody really quick. The packet captures we have, we do not need those audits, but if you have the packet captures, which we do, but if you didn't have them, all them audits are going to prove the exact same thing. So you have two things here. You have two pathways to pull this election down, and it's getting pulled down. So, but I got to go, everybody. I got my good friend Ben Carson coming here. Sorry, Zachary. Ben Carson. No, I'm getting because Ben Carson's coming in here.
Ben Carson.
And I'll come back.
I heard some of what he said.
Are you going to be here this afternoon?
Come on in. We'll have you sit right here.
He basically said that
come on in here.
Black people were treated better under slavery than they are now.
Ben Carson is a douche.
Yeah. He's one of the stupidest, technically smart people since he is a very accomplished surgeon, but like that's the only thing he's smart at.
It's kind of
He's
like
so stupid.
it's kind of like how Rand Paul is a doctor, but not like a practicing doctor.
Is he really?
He's like an
I don't
ophthalmologist,
know.
I think.
Rand is the son, right? And Ron is the father, I think.
Isn't Ron Paul dead? I thought Ron
I
Paul's
don't
like
think so.
97.
He's pretty old. I don't think he died. He might have. Rand Paul is trash. I mean, Ron Paul isn't the best either, but Rand Paul is real trash.
Rand Paul just... I hate libertarians. They're just so useless.
Yeah. They don't make a lot of sense.
Because they're irrationally against government.
Mm-hmm.
When really, they should be for, like, the government being more representative of people. So they'll say, like, the government's corrupt and it's fucking all this shit and they're just trash and they're incompetent. But really, if you look at it, they're just corrupt. So get rid of the corruption and have politicians that actually serve the people. And, it's kind of fixed.
Yep. Get big money out of politics. And then they would serve us instead of their donors. But yeah, the libertarians are wild. I mean, I know you've seen the video of, what's his name? Gary Johnson getting booed because he said he believes in driver's licenses.
That's one of my favorite videos. Did I tell you how I posted it on TikTok and it got like 30,000 views?
No.
Yeah, it got like 30,000
TikTok
views.
is so crazy.
It got like 30,000 views, and I captioned the video with "libertarianism is stupid," and like all the libertarians are like, "These are just we don't agree with these people. These are the weird libertarians," and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you mean the ones at the libertarian debate?
Yeah, literally being cheered. Literally being cheered. Here's the video. I got the video up.
Should someone have to have a government-issued license to drive a car?
Hell no.
Should someone have to have a government-issued
Hell
license
no.
to drive a car?
Hell no.
What's next? Requiring a license to make toast in your own damn toaster?
Oh my god. This dude is such a joke. Look at
A
him.
license to drive? I'd like to see some competency exhibited by people before they drive.
Libertarian Island would just be a hellhole.
You know what?
They have no ideas except take everything down and don't replace it with anything.
Well, that's the Republicans as well.
Yes.
Get
but
rid of
instead not
Obamacare.
replacing
Don't
it with
really replace it.
anything, But I mean, not even policies. Libertarians want to take down the entire government so that there is no functioning government at all, and
Yeah,
not replace it with anything. Republicans want to replace the government with themselves as a fascist dictatorship.
Yeah, libertarianism is weird because it's like the government, it's incompetent and we don't need it, which is why I'm running to be a part of the government.
Yeah, right. I'm going to destroy it from the inside. But yeah, they'll say things like all taxation is theft. And it's like, well, it's not though if you're getting something in return for it, right? Like if you're paying taxes and you get nothing, that's theft, I think.
Yeah.
If you pay taxes and you get roads, that's you paying for roads.
You're paying for like society.
Or like healthcare.
Yeah.
If
But,
healthcare was taken out of our taxes and worked well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll say, like legalize drugs, and then they'll say like no driver's licenses. It's like, yes, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was a fun episode. We've been talking for 2 hours. There's a fucking gnat that's been flying around my fucking face for the last 2 hours.
Punch it in the face.
But yeah. Oh, real quick. I wanted to tell you that I've been working. I'm gonna start my own little podcast on my YouTube channel. Not quitting this, of course, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna do this like half an hour a week podcast called Anime and Life Lessons, where I talk about life lessons that I've learned from anime and just
That's
like life
cool.
lessons in general that also have somewhat of a good showing in anime. So my first episode, I think I was going to talk about friendships and how like people around our ages, 20 somethings, you know, in your 20s you grow a lot, you change a lot, you go from, you know, being in college, some people at least go from being in college and having a structured educational system to then getting into the real world, quote unquote. And then throughout all of that, you know, people say you lose friends, but I don't think that you truly lose friends depending on the scenario. And I was going to talk about how, like, you know, all of my friendships, like Evan, our friend Evan, I haven't talked to him in like
Hmm.
a year, like since we both lost our jobs because of COVID. But I still acknowledge that he's my friend because if I saw him, we would be
Yeah,
friends still. And I think a lot
that's
of
how I
people,
am too. A lot of people aren't like that.
yeah, I think a lot of people think like, all right, well, we haven't talked in a while, so therefore, like, our friendship sort of like died out. But no, it's just
Yeah.
everyone goes on a different path of life for a bit, and then
Hmm.
when you intersect again, then you know hit it up like nothing's changed that much.
Exactly. Oh man, that's great. That's my best friends are the ones that it's like that with. Like I can go a year, 2 years without talking, and then when we do get back together, it's like we hung out yesterday.
Yeah, like
But
Keelan, our
then
friend
there are,
Keelan.
oh yeah, Keelan's
I
great.
yeah, I didn't see him the fucking like past bit when he was up here, but like sometime last year in like August, maybe like I called him on like Snapchat or whatever, and we just
Hmm.
talked for like 45 minutes and it was just fun. It was like nothing changed.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
There are definitely some friends that I have that get a little bit salty about how ghostly I can be. And I get that, but also, I don't know, there's not much I can do about it. It is who I am, you know?
Well, it's part of
Not good at
life.
keeping in touch.
It's part of life. Like everyone sort of gets busy doing their own things because everyone has different goals that they're trying to achieve. So sometimes you just end up distant for a bit. But it's all about the reconnection. Whenever you reconnect, is the fun still there? You know, do you still enjoy each other? Then you're still friends.
Hmm.
So the friendship never ended.
Exactly.
It's there, but it's sort of in the background.
Yeah. It's just like on the shelf.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna start a little podcast and hopefully share some of the wisdom that I have learned from many people throughout my 20 something years of life. And
Hmm.
as well, it tied into anime. So, like the idea of friendships still being around, I could tie that into like One Piece, the series One Piece. The characters took a 2-year time skip where they stopped being pirates together. They took like a 2-year break because they got separated. Or it's a long story. But then they came back after 2 years, and they got along like it was like nothing's changed.
Yeah,
Naruto had a similar time skip, so I'd tie it somewhat into anime somehow.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea for the name?
Oh, I'm literally calling it anime and life lessons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just keep it basic because that'll help in the algorithm to get some viewers.
Yeah, straight to the point.
But yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Nice. That sounds cool.
Yep. Yeah, so I think that's the podcast. You got any closing remarks?
Oh, nothing I can think of. Be cool to yourself and be cool to others.
Yep. Be cool to everyone except Hillary Clinton. Fuck Hillary Clinton.
Hmm.
All
Yeah,
right, bye
she's
guys. Thank you
terrible.
for tuning in to episode 11 11 of the Mantastical podcast. We will see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.